Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, this March 2nd, 2025 daily XRP cryptocurrency and blockchain technology video you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve from the number one cryptocurrency insider on social media and in the Bitcoin sphere with truth, education, and information that you need to fleece, heist, and shice this ever-changing and manipulated market from a beautiful outside or beautiful, gorgeous, glowing studio just north of downtown Detroit under mostly clear skies on the second day of March at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a current official temperature of 26 degrees. Jay, we ask you to share the channel, subscribe, bell notification, use my links in the video description or the pinned comment. Yes, to become members of Jabroni Killers. And we had a telegraph pump that was helped with the news. Some of the bounce back that we've been talking about that was possible got put on steroids as the crypto Trump score largest daily gains as strategic crypto announcement boosts crypto market. The overall cryptocurrency market has grown by nearly 20% over the last 48 hours after President Trump recent announcement boosted price, with many coins recouping their losses from the sell-off in late February. Trump announced of a crypto strategic reserve which holds Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and XRP, and possibly more coins to be announced, led by the widespread gains. The four best performing coins over the past 24 hours, with the market cap more than 1 billion, were Cardano, XRP, the official Trump meme coin, and Solana, according to block price data. BNB rose the least out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, excluding stable coins, though it still gained 2.5%. The GM USA index of US based cryptocurrency performed the best out of the GMCs, including a 24-hour rise. In the past 24 hours, President Trump announced a crypto strategic reserve consisting of Bitcoin and other top cryptocurrencies. Come here, buddy. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. The program director is a little bit agitated right now. He's walking over here. Come on. Hey, we'll take a look at him right here. It's dark in the official compound. If you can, where's he at? There he is. See him? Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Come on. He's gonna come up here to. There he is. He just jumped up onto the bed in our compound studio here. He's going to come and join us and lead the direction of this program. So you might hear him yell a little bit. President Trump announced the crypto strategic reserve. This consistent with this week on Executive Order 14178, White House. AI and crypto czar David Sachs wrote on X, more to come at the summit. He added, referencing Friday's upcoming event, some influential technology and crypto industry figures alongside called Bitcoin maximalists have criticized Trump's announcement that cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin would be included in the proposed reserve. The U.S. taxpayer should not be exit liquidity for cryptocurrencies that are decentralized in names, only wrote Novel Rocket Kent, whatever his name is. The good strategic crypto reserve in works, the bad missing DeFi, the ugly XRP, Solana, and ADA, wrote AV founder Santi Kukachovak, whatever his name is. So that's what pumped the price today, was on the release of that news. And we did have pumps of greater than 60% in Cardano. But if we look at where some of these key markers that we came up to today, they were areas that we're watching out for the other day on a potential after we hit some targeted moves. After we hit that targeted move here, we talked about when we came down off that mountain double top and we came down to that technical target right there at 76,000, where we officially wicked down to 78,073 and change. We said that we could bounce back this weekend up to $89,000 or potentially as high as the 50-day moving average at $95,000 in the daily. And look exactly where the wick came up to that first pump. We wicked up exactly to the 50-day moving average in the daily time frame. You see that? And now look at where we're getting squeezed on again. After we've come down a little bit off of our highs today, if we go into the hour time frame, you can see we wicked up exactly to that $95,000, that 50-day moving average. You can see based off the news release, we had our hourly candle pump right here, the same with all the coins where they had their massive, massive pump. And now the volume has come down, and that's going to be something critical in all these coins to see if this was just a quick rally and it can't be sustained, or if we can build off onto this and maybe push back closer to 100,000. But you can see we wicked off of that, and now we're sitting at or just below the 100-day moving average at $93 as the volume has almost come to a complete halt back to where it was before the news was released. So could this just be a temporary manipulated news released on a day where the technicals, a weekend where the technicals would already start to have a bounce showing up here that we talked about after we hit that technical move, and that just had it just forced a pump to go several percent higher than it would? Or is this something that we're going to build now and be at a bottom and continue to pump, but we would need to see more volume in the price? So what I would expect in the short term is maybe a fallback down to this $90,000 and see if we can't hold that, or even down back to the 200-day moving average and the daily time frame at $85,000 over the next 1 or 2 days, and then try to hold that to see if we can hold those gains. And you notice altcoins had a phenomenal rally, and look at what happened. We had a big drop in Bitcoin dominance this morning. We went from over the weekend at 61.63, and we wicked down all the way down 2.5% down to 59.96% dominance, and that provided the relief for these altcoins to shoot up. And if we go to XLM, it took a little bit longer today, but we did have that nice pump. We talked about that double bottom at 25 cents, where we could have a pump up uh, in the next few days. And we had the 34 cents as a major resistance point, and that's where it got a little bit of resistance. But then we did shoot up all the way up today on our local wick to 37 cents, an area that we talked about near the 50-day moving average or just above it. And then we said you could go as high in a rally off of this low that we hit if we go back to the daily. Come here, kitty. Since we were down so big and XLM from its regional high of 63 cents, we were down greater than 60%. We sat on a return rally from hitting a local double bottom there. We were targeting the 50-day moving average at 35 cents, and that's where it's starting to stag out now after it had its big pump. But we said it could go as high as 43 cents, and this current pattern that we're still in would be exactly what we've been in. Just like you had this initial dump, came back up, had another dump, came back up, had a dump, came back up, and then double bottom on the 25 cents. You could still be in the same pattern and come all the way up to the 43 cents. But what the news did is it gave it that extra momentum, and it's bounced off of that double bottom down here at about 25 cents. And it's actually pumped the price about, would that do about, no, was it 57% from its wick low? Let's see, from wick low to wick high, 46%, right? So it gave it an extra 15 or 20% based off the Trump news, excuse me. And you can see we had one big daily candle spike on Sunday. Now it'll be interesting to see how this plays out today. And if we go back into the hour time frame, you can see we had that big 2-hour spike in volume today that pumped the price. And then now it's been coming back down to where it was pre-pump. And that's going to be interesting and something that we're going to watch out to see, because you can see where we're getting stagnated out right at that 50-day moving average where we were targeting, although we had a wick high come up to 37 cents. But the candle bodies are right at 35 cents, which is in line with, still don't want to get you, which are in line with the 50-day moving average in the daily time frame, an area that we targeted on a return rally, holding a double bottom for a local or a short-term rally. So we'll see if we can't continue to pump the 43 cents. But if the volume doesn't spike back up, this might start to sell off like some of the other coins are. And that's what we're going to watch out for this week. And all these coins, can the volume come up? XRP had one of the better days today, but you can see the same thing. And that's something that we're going to watch. We had a 3-hour spike in candle volume, and then it's come way, way back down. And it's giving you this, come here, baby. Come on. Come on, kitty. You can hear the program director. He's going a little crazy. Come on, boy, come up here. You might be put. Come on. And you can see it's got that hangman look with the crashing volume now. This was the news right here. And then now it's got that hangman look. And if the volume doesn't pick back up, we could quickly sell back off to the 200-day moving average, which would be at $2.28. And remember, we were talking about this head and shoulders topping out short to medium term reversal pattern, how we were on the neckline the other day. And we said that that doesn't mean it's got to break. And this could be a good spot for a big return rally. And we said as high as you would go would be about the 291 to 299 major upper resistance where the left shoulder was. And what's funny about the correlation with the time of the news being down here on the neckline for a few straight days, that's a technical target for a rebound or a technical move signal. And look exactly where you pumped up to, exactly to that right shoulder high of about $2.99, and then you got rejected. Then you traded back up on your second candle with the follow through and the next hour time frame, but then you got rejected several times from there. So this still doesn't invalidate the head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. This is just still the right shoulder, and we're going to see the next 2 or 3 days. Do we get on top of that 301, spike the volume back in, and then continue to try to break out of this pattern and invalidate it, or was this just the news and a mad rush on a thinly traded weekend, and now the volume the next 6 to 10 days declines, and we trade back down in XRP to this 251 major support area, and then if we can't hold that and we trade up and get back below it, are we just continuing to build the right shoulder? And it was orchestrated, manipulated news on a release on a Sunday morning on an area where a lot of these coins were down 30 to 60% from their highs. So it was a technical spot where they should bounce anyways. So they released the news on that day to just get a few 15, 20, 25% extra percentage up. Instead of a 20% rebound, they got a 40% rebound, 45% rebound. And it was just an orchestrated and a manipulated release of news to make these pumps super big in what's been a bearish trend over the last several weeks. So that's what we're going to continue to watch, because until we break the 301 and hold it to invalidate this pattern, this is just, if you look at it in the daily, coming back up to a right shoulder target that we were saying on the 251 would be an area of resistance, which would have been, but the news came out. And then the 299 to 291 area was where the left shoulder top was, where we built it. Is this just not fulfilling the right shoulder? And then we're going to trade back down. We're going to watch that this week to see how that plays out. If the volume does not come back in, AMP started to have a nice pump the other day. It's slowly built up today. It's sitting there on a major resistance zone. If we can blow by that resistance zone we were already talking about before that news hit, AMP, because it was down 70%, could do something like this again. Even if it was just a short-term recovery, you could have been looking at something like that, because it was down 70, 71% from that regional high in early December. And you can see it's at a history of doing that. You pump up, you come down, you pump up again, you come down, nice pump, you give it all back. This was at another technical level where it could have had a pump. So the news is coming at a good time. What other coin do I want to talk about? XDC didn't really respond today with the news. Could there still be a lag and a follow through? Yes, because we were at the neckline on the right shoulder. So we could come up on a technical move as high as this 10-cent level right there. We'll mark that. See that? Just like we marked XRP. I like how they're doing advertising there now. That's funny. See that wick high right there? That's your left shoulder high. So on a right shoulder, we could still pump back up off the neckline up to about the 10.5 cents. And that would still not invalidate and be well within the range of this head and shoulders where we have a breakdown pattern of 4 cents. So we'll continue to watch that. Zill didn't really respond today. Algo had a decent response, but we were already talking about that as it was sitting there on a major support level on the 22, 23 cents, or the bottom part of that We're at trading zone. We went straight up to the 50 and 100-day moving average. And now we'll see if the volume can't come back in the daily to try to pump it higher, or if the volume starts to fall again, like we're going to watch in all these coins, and we trade back down closer to that 23 cents this week. So this is going to be a very interesting and a very important week to see some follow through volume to keep and sustain the price gains that we've seen today. Or if the volume does not come back in, this would just be a manipulated, orchestrated release of news on technical levels that they were already showing signs of a short term reversal after harsh sell offs the last 2 to 3 weeks. And then they let the news come out early on a Sunday morning that's thinly traded because the stock markets are closed on the weekend to maximize a 1 day pump to get some hysteria in there and to get some buyers in there to just dump back down on them the following 2 to 3 weeks. So this is going to be a very interesting week to watch. I'm going to be following it closely for you. I advise you to not miss a video this week so we can stay out ahead of what's going on and keep you in the know and the information that you need to be informed. Peace and love.